Hi, my name is Alyssa, and for as long as I can remember, I have never been satisfied with the way I look.
How's it going, silly salamanders? I think I found the female version of Hasan. Her name is Illymation or Alyssa, and she has 2.5 million subscribers. And the reason why I say she's the female version of Hasan is there's this video that she made 3 months ago titled Perks of Being the Fat Kid that got quite a few views. It has 2 million views as of right now. And Think Before You Sleep, another YouTuber in the commentary scene, he came across the video and made a response to it. And basically, she had her friend talk about what happened in the video without her actually watching it herself, and then came to a conclusion, and that conclusion was making a post on Tumblr telling her followers or subscribers to mass report the video or mass flag it for cyberbullying to hopefully get the video taken down or the actual channel taken down. And even though she said to mass flag or mass report it, she said, do not send hate to him. So you're basically contradicting what you just said to your audience immediately in the same post after probably 2 sentences. It says here, however, if you or anyone else reading this comes across this video, please report for cyberbullying. And 2 sentences later, the 2 sentences say, hopefully with enough reports from different people, it'll get taken care of sooner. And right after, and please do not send hate to him. So you're literally contradicting what you want immediately in the same post, saying, don't send hate to him, but mass report his channel. So you want people to send hate to him. Immediately, you can already tell what type of person Illuminations is just from one post. And the even funner part is, she said, yes, I didn't watch it. A friend did though, and gave me a rundown. And then she also said for other people, for her followers or her subscribers, to also not watch the video. So she has a bunch of misinformed people sending hate and reporting a video even though they haven't fully watched it. They're just sending the hate and flagging it because she said to. So that's already weaponizing your fucking community, all within 2 posts at most. So now, even though I said she's the female version of Hasan, she's also like the smaller version of Pokimane, where she can't take criticism and she sends her audience in to deal with it by mass reporting or mass flagging or just outright sending accidental hate or intentional hate toward that person that criticized her. And the best part is, she didn't respond to any of it directly after that Tumblr post. She had her friend respond to all of it for her. And it was on Twitter. His name is Dylan, or his @ is Deezus_walks. And he made a Twitter thread about the entire situation, and I'm going to be reading through it. And yes, before you say anything, I've watched every video I can on the topic. I've watched the Fat Kid video from Illymation. I've watched every single, or all 3 of the responses from Think Before You Sleep. Every single one of his videos all the way through. So I spent quite a while researching this. And I also did a little bit of my own research online about like all the weight stuff things. Well, I did a little bit of research, not a bunch, but enough to understand a little bit. So let's start off with the Twitter thread, and I'm going to show screenshots, obviously, and I'm going to read through it just so you guys don't have to have the burden of using your eyes. All you have to do is sit back, relax, and I don't know, maybe play Clash of Clans. I don't know what you do while watching commentary videos. Eat some popcorn, I guess. I don't know. So let's start off with the thread starting. Dylan tweeted on March 14th, 2024 at 2:40 p.m. So I wasn't going to make a stink about this in order to not draw more attention to it than necessary. But allow me to fill you all in on something that has angered me lately, with a lot of string. String emoji, string emoji, string emoji. It's a lot of string. And the first following tweet in it is saying, recently a right-wing debate lord-styled YouTube channel has made a response piece to this Illymation video, basically just being very misogynistic and fatphobic during the entirety of the video. And as you all know, I have a science exercise science degree, so I was asked for my 2 cents. Now let me lead by saying I don't really know either of these people. I never heard of right-wing grifter guy at all, and Illy is sort of a friend, where we have interacted very little in the past. So one thing I want to point out right in here, right now, with just these bits, is you're immediately painting Think Before You Sleep in very bad light, so you're already trying to weaponize your tweets against him, even though you said, quote, you don't really know him. So you're already being incredibly dishonest about or discreditable about your position, because you're already showing signs of bias towards Illumination over Think Before You Sleep, because you're introducing him as right-wing grifter guy, even though you don't know that. So you're making an assumption on somebody, even though you're not certain of it. And then you're also making it seem like you know everything immediately about this person. Now, hell, you can be left or right-wing. You could still want to be healthy. You don't have to be strictly right-wing to say, oh, I want to be thinner, I want to be more healthy. No, you can be left-wing and also be healthy. So I don't know why you're trying to bring politics into this by bringing left-wing or right-wing, but you're already removing quite a bit of your credibility, in my opinion. But he says the TLDW of both videos is that we have the original, which is a very personalized experience with body image and challenges of weight loss, culminating in a somewhat controversial take of just be yourself and learn to accept who you are. And the response video says, no, being fat is unhealthy, and it makes you a bad person for trying to say that's okay, in a very underhanded and attacking manner. Now, one thing I want to say right now. I don't care if you're fat, or if you're skinny, you can be an alien, I don't care. But basically, saying or trying to argue that being fat is healthy is already a very odd thing for you to say, or imply, even though you have an exercise science degree. And again, you're weaponizing your words very well, but it's not enough, I guess, for me. You're weaponizing your words to the point where you're trying to obviously paint Think Before You Sleep in such a bad light that people immediately agree with you without even looking at the sources or looking at the original videos, which is crazy. Now, continuing on with the tweets, he says, so basically, who cares? We've seen this back and forth discussion a million times, and we aren't breaking any new ground here. I watched the response video and gave my analysis of it for the Discord server. Please read this, it will be important later. Now I'm going to read through this quick little Discord thingy here. And it says, anyways, finish the entire video. Guy is just dog whistling to misogynists and using phony generalized life advice guy suggestions, like get plenty of sleep, exercise, stop eating sugar, don't drink alcohol, don't smoke weed. And the general vibe of the video is, I hate fat chicks and here's why. Now honestly, at this point I'm thinking that Dylan is just the boy who cried wolf. He keeps saying misogyny and fat phobia, even though he's yet been able to prove why it's misogynistic or how it's fat phobic. Because if you watch the original video from Think Before You Sleep, you would know it's not either of those. And he also proceeds to say, quote, spends a high percentage of the video personally attacking Illy's appearance, and takes her opinionated life story and attacks it with cherry-picked non-academic sources, which is hilarious because he leads the video by claiming that the literal professionals' well-documented opinions shouldn't be trusted in a very hand-waving sort of way. So essentially, in this excerpt of this paragraph this man has wrote up, Mr. Biggest Hater, the fact is he's dog whistling to his own community. So he's calling out Think Before You Sleep on dog whistling to misogynists. He's dog whistling to people that only agree with a certain point of view or certain ideology of, oh, as long as if you're happy, you're healthy. No, that's just pseudo acceptance. You shouldn't be doing that. If you know they're unhealthy, you shouldn't just say, you go girl, let's go. I'm behind you on this. Anyone that tells you wrong is misogynistic and rude and right-wing and he's angry. He's just angry at us for being happy. No, you're angry at him for trying to tell you that what you're doing is essentially giving up on what you were initially trying to do. Even though you're consulting people, professional people, it doesn't mean you should trust strictly their word. You still need to do your own research on it. You still need to make sure that you're paying attention to how many calories you're eating, Because if you're eating maintenance calories while working out, you're not going to lose weight. You're just going to gain the same amount of muscle energy or muscle mass. So you're trading fat for muscle mass, which you're not going to lose weight for because it's the same amount of weight because you're eating maintenance calories. It's a pretty simple thing, which honestly, I'm surprised he hasn't said anything about it despite being an exercise scientist or whatever the fuck it was. Pretty easy to understand that if you're in a calorie deficit while working out, you'll lose weight. But if you're eating maintenance calories while working out, you're just going to gain the same amount of weight in muscle. You're just trading the fat for muscle. That's all it is. And that's even with a strict dietary plan. It's as long as if you're eating maintenance calories, doesn't matter what you're eating, it's not going to make a difference. Anyways, continuing on. Now he says, pretty much anytime he interjects his own opinion on the matter, it is either just non-factual opinion or actual tinfoil hat health guru style conspiracy theory. My judgment is that this guy appeals to the same audience as your Jordan Petersons and Ben Shapiro's, only without any of the qualifications that those two regrettably have. So basically you're arguing that Think Before You Sleep wasn't using any credible sources and discrediting doctors, but you yourself haven't really said anything credible to the point where I would believe you. All you've said is point at him, he's bad, he's only been saying bad things about us, you don't need to watch the video, don't watch the video, don't watch that video, do not watch it, he's a bad man, if you watch it, you're a bad person too. That's all that's happened so far, and I fucking hate it. If you're unable to provide any of your own arguments and sources for what you're trying to argue, I feel like all you're doing is just booty calling for people to hate someone. That's all you're doing. And to be honest, at this point, I don't even really want to continue making this video longer because all it is Dylan saying, "Grr, he's wrong. Please believe me. Don't watch the original video. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Don't watch it." That's all he's doing so far. He's just taken what Think Before You Sleep said in his original response video, or his original reaction video, sorry, and then taking it out of context and then flipping it on top of Think Before You Sleep's head and just weaponizing it. That's all he's done so far. That's all Dylan has done. He's done nothing except for take specific parts out, give no context behind it, and then weaponize it. That's all that Dylan has been able to do. And you can watch it yourselves. Think Before You Sleep didn't really say anything that could be seen as an attack on Illy, except for maybe the one joke reference he made about Abby Shapiro. But with that being said, I'm gonna go sleep. Bye-bye, losers.